Hey FlossTube, it's Megan, Georgia Girl Stitching here on FlossTube and on Instagram. Back for FlossTube number 8. Crazy. It is August 30th, so not quite September, but I was way more confident in my ability to film this weekend, over next weekend, over Labor Day, so I thought I'd go ahead and squeeze this in between all the studying and test taking and grocery shopping, all the fun life things. So go ahead and get started. Just want to thank you all so much for the wonderful comments and sweet notes and words welcoming David and all the nice things you guys said to us. It just was really amazing. We had so fun filming. So last episode 7, David joined me and I showed some things that I made for him in the past and his commentary on everything. So thank you all for such the sweet words. I'll try and bring him back. I know a lot of people were like, he's welcome anytime. Like, he'll occasionally pop in. It's kind of hard to keep him out too long. He does live here. So I'm sure he'll make an appearance in the future. But yeah, so life update. Med school's going well. Actually, I had a couple questions. This is gonna be kind of a shorter video theoretically. I don't have as much. So I put out there a couple days ago, like, hey, if you guys have any questions or any topics you wanna hear about, let me know. And a lot of people were like, how's med school? How's it going? So I thought I would go ahead and kind of start out with that. Med school's, actually, I'm really enjoying it. It's hard, it's a lot of work, it's a lot of studying, but I'm really enjoying it. I find the content mostly interesting. There are some things that I'm kind of like, but for the overall, I really am finding it interesting. I'm enjoying studying it. I just feel like I'm doing what I should be doing, which is just kind of really nice feeling. So I get stressed out, of course. My stress though is usually related to not feeling like I have enough time to do what I think I need to do. But overall, it's a lot of work, not gonna lie, but definitely doable, and I've just been really enjoying it. So it's been going well, it's been successful. So one of the questions that someone asked though was like, how do I find any time to stitch? And I have to find time to stitch because I think my stress level would be exponentially higher if I didn't force myself to find time to unwind, relax, rest my brain, not look at a PowerPoint slide. I think if I push that to the side, I think I would be a lot worse off right now. So I kind of attribute some of my success to forcing myself to relax. And that's what I did during college. I mean, during college, I always found time to work on something. And that really helped. And even some of my most stressful times was when I got a lot of my stitching done. That sounds weird, but just because I was like, okay, I need 5 minutes to relax and unwind and regroup. It's a very good regrouping because while I'm stitching, I can kind of be thinking about like, okay, so if I do this, so it kind of gives me time to refocus. So also my stitching time. So David had his surgery rotation. He just finished that on Friday. Surgery involved him getting up between 4:30 and 5 every morning. And that was a lot earlier than I needed to get up in order to get everything done in the day. So, but once he's up, tank's up, breakfast is cooking, coffee's brewing, like, it's a small house, so it was, once he was up, I was up. I wasn't really going back to sleep very easily after all that. Tank's awake, Tank's running around, clicking around, so I would get up with him, but I wasn't gonna start studying at 5 o'clock in the morning. So what I would do is I would get up and just start stitching. And while he was making breakfast, or we would talk about, what his day's gonna look like, what my day's gonna look like, and drink my coffee and wake up and get a good bit of hour or so in the stitching in the morning. And then by then I was like, okay, time to get ready for my day and everything. So that's been a lot of my stitching time is in the mornings actually with him and waking up. And then in the evening, I try to get about half an hour in before I go to bed. So I try to, based on what time I think I'm gonna go to bed, I try to stop a half hour before that and kind of get at least a little bit in, just to kind of wind my brain down. And because there were a couple nights that I didn't do that, and I dreamed the subject that I had just been studying. Like I dreamed anatomy like the whole night. There was one night I think I dreamed immunology. So I was dreaming about all the different immunology cells, and it was like not restful sleep. So I definitely try and make at least 30 minutes for that. So when you see my progress, keep that in mind, that I force my time. And then someone also asked about my online learning, if I've been able to like stitch during lectures or something. So yes and no. We're actually back on campus for the most part. So classes, exams, and labs are all on campus, technically. So you have to be on campus to take an exam. You have to be on campus for the labs. But all of our lectures are recorded, and then they upload them pretty quickly after the live lecture. So I've discovered that physically going to class, a lot of the professors talk kind of slow or go through it kind of slow, and so my mind wanders. So what I've started doing actually is not going to live class and actually staying home and studying during that time, like for whatever exams coming up that week. Just use that time to physically study at home, and then when the lectures are posted, I then watch it on like 1.6 speed or something. And when it's faster, I'm forced to stay focused and stay on it, or else I miss something. So, and that's worked out really well, actually. I'm just kind of using my time more efficiently. So I can't really stitch during 1.6 speed lecture because I got to stay focused and look at they post the PowerPoints beforehand. So I'm taking notes like on the PowerPoint kind of thing. So not really that, but like review sessions are all Zoom calls, because if we're not there for class or lecture, we can't be on campus until like after 5 o'clock. You can technically sign up for one of the study rooms after 5, but who wants to go to campus after 5? So I usually am just studying at home. But review sessions have to be on Zoom because they're before 5 during the day and everything. So they're not really usually presenting like slides on the screen. It's usually just question and answer. So I'll stitch during those because I just need to listen. I don't really need to see anything. So that's been a few hours, and we had 4 exams last week. 3 exams, 2 lecture exams and 1 practical. So we had quite a few review sessions last week. So I was able to get a good bit of stitching in during that. So it's just kind of like I figure it out. I fit it in, I find the time. And it's been really good. I feel like I actually focus more like on the review sessions. Because I don't have to really think that much with stitching, I'm not doing any projects that involve a lot of thinking in a way. So I'm able to really listen and focus on that. So it's been good. I'm really enjoying it, and it's been working out well. So I'm just gonna keep trying to fit it in. So when you see my progress today, don't think like, wow, Megan really is just not studying. She's in med school. She needs to do better. I'm doing well, and it's going fine. So all around win-win situation here. Let's see what other questions there were. Someone asked if I bought any new patterns with all the new releases that are coming out. And I have one. I've only bought one right now. So haul is gonna be pretty much non-existent today because I have 3 packages arriving this week. So, but I don't think I'm gonna be able to film next week, and then after that it's like halfway through September. So next video at the end of September, early October, I'm gonna have tons of haul, and that will show my new releases. But the one that I bought most recently that I've actually received was the Quaker pumpkins from Liz Mathews. So, which you'll see today. So, but that's really the only pattern. There's a lot I want to buy, don't get me wrong. there are many that are on my wish list that I would really like to buy, but we have a hobby budget each month, and we try to really stick to that. We got a honeymoon next summer that we're saving up for. So, and I exponential amount of time to stitch, and I've got like 15 whips. So not a whole lot of buying needs right now. But Hello from Liz Mathews is releasing, what did she say, 5 or 6 patterns this week, so that could change. Liz Mathews has easily become one of my most favorite designers. I am just loving everything, and she's such an amazing person too. It just adds on top of that. So yeah, so we'll see what comes out this week, and then we'll see how that changes. Let's see, and then I guess someone asked about my unicorn chart. So kind of going along with patterns, what my unicorn chart is. I don't really have like a old or hard to find chart that like eBay searches saved or anything like that. I just haven't seen anything. Most of what I would consider like unicorn for me is something on my wish list that is readily available, but I have not been able to justify the purchase, I guess. Like it's not something I would stitch right away or anything like that. So it's kind of unicorn in that it's like, it's on my wish list and I want to have that in my stash and eventually on my wall, but just having it. And those are mostly like Alessandra Adelaide patterns. Like I really love her coffee pattern. And cause I did the Zucca pumpkin, which hopefully gonna get framed this fall is my goal. Zucca pumpkin, so I love that so much. And I love her coffee and her tea, like that line. And then there's one, it's hard for me to pronounce, Riccioli Di Natale. I totally messed that up. I'll insert a picture of the pattern. I really, really love that pattern too. So those are kind of what I would consider like unicorn in the sense that, you know, with my budget each month, I don't know when I would do that. But they are readily available. If there is I don't have a lot of like older patterns that could never like see myself really stitching that I have seen yet. I'm sure there's one out there. I just have not seen it to know that I want it kind of thing. And then someone also asked how I organize everything, like my stash, my fabric. Not well. Have not found a good organization. I guess like we're not going to be in this house very long, like 2 years, probably 2 to 3 years. So I'm hesitant to go like buy an organization like shelves or something and then it might not work in the next place, you know? So I probably won't have a good organization system until we're somewhere more permanently. Well, he's in the Navy, so nothing's permanent, but you know what I mean? Like something a little bit more stable. Right now I have one of those big bags that I'm trying to think. I'll insert a picture of that too, because I don't know how to describe it. It kind of looks like one of those 31 bags. I bought it at Keepsakes right before Stitch Away 2019. That holds all my project bags with all of my whips. So that's kind of where I keep those. I have those jewelry, I don't think they're actually jewelry boxes, but they hold like the DMC, like those boxes, the art crafts boxes, those hold my DMC colors. I do bobbinating, so those hold those. My fancy floss I have on rings by thread dyer, so all of my color and cotton are on a ring, alphabetized, and then those are just kind of like in a I don't want to say box, but like, and one, you know, those like nice boxes from, like that box or like you get from like Joann's. It's in one of those. So that has like a lot of my floss and my fabric. But that's about the extent of my organization. I have an under the bed box for my finishes that I haven't had finished yet. So it's kind of, it's not anything fancy or worth showing, I guess. Let's see. Oh, and then someone asked about David and my career goals. We kind of touched on that on FlossTube 7 when he was going through everything. Essentially, I want to work with kids in some form or fashion. I definitely want to do pediatrician, or I don't have any set feelings on a specialty. I'm kind of staying open-minded about specialty, but definitely kids. He's kind of looking at surgery, general surgery, ophthalmology, and family med. Those are kind of his top 3 right now. So, but he's Navy, so it's gonna be what there's a lot of, he has a lot of options. So it'll be a surprise to all of us to see what he ends up doing. And that could evolve throughout his career as well. He could start out doing one thing, and then when he goes civilian, he could be doing something completely different. So who knows? I think his ultimate goal is ophthalmology right now, but potentially family medicine while he's in the Navy, or general surgery. So, you know, he's a very versatile person. He likes a lot of things. So we'll kind of see on that. But ultimately, I just want to be working with kids in some form or fashion is my ultimate goal, I guess. Oh, and then the last one is the most interesting thing I've learned in school so far. So we're 8 weeks in, I think. I forgot to look at the exact week. So there's a lot of things that I've learned that I have found interesting that I don't know if a lot of you would find interesting, or that would be considered dinner table talk. It's kind of gross. But I would say overall, the most interesting thing would be just how amazing our body is and how adaptable it is. I mean, we've learned about all these different conditions that happen and how the body compensates for it. And it's just truly incredible. Medicine in general is definitely, it's a practice and it's an art form and a science, of course, but there's just, the body is just such an incredible design. And like just learning about these minute things that is so specific and detailed, and it's like, it blows my mind, like how the body works. And I'm only 8 weeks in, and I've only learned like this much, so like comparatively, so like it's insane. So I just am really, my mind's blown every day about like, really, the body is able to figure that out. Like, wow. And that we were able to figure it out about our bodies. Like, the fact that we know this is just, research and science is just so cool. I love it so much. Like, how did we find out that this minute molecule that you can only see controls this much? Like, it's really incredible. So I would say that's the most interesting thing that's not too specific, and would potentially put you off lunch or dinner. So anyways, I guess now I should actually show you some stitching. So my whips this past month, I've really only worked on 3 things, and one of the things I became completely obsessed with and will probably continue, but I'm gonna save that for last because I technically worked on it last. The first week of August, that's the month we're in, August, I worked on Patchwork Quaker by the designer that I would really need to learn how to pronounce, Stickadine van der Weyenberg. Yes, so Patchwork Quaker. And I'll link this below. I've had a few people ask me where to find it. It can be kind of hard to find. It's the Monet's Garden version, but there's actually like 3 or 4 different colorways with this exact design. So the Monet's Garden is these greens and blues. I think there's a orange, red, and yellow one. Like, he has quite a few different colorways. So I'll link the just Patchwork Quaker page below, and then they email you a personalized PDF. So the pattern has all over, like you can see at the bottom, for Megan Rogers personal use only. So it's not an immediate download. It takes about 24 hours because they have to like put your name all over the pattern in certain places. I mean, it doesn't cover anything, but they put it on there. So, and then it's a personal PDF that you then get within, I think it's like 24, 48 hours. Cause if they're not in America. So they're not in our time zone. So if you send it like at night, it's, might not be at a time that they're able to do that. So just to keep that in mind, I'll put a before picture up where I was, and then this is where we are at. So I worked in this corner. So I got that motif, the acorn, and then started the other one. The swan was already done. And this is on 40 count platinum. So I'll kind of do a, so that's kind of where we're at. I love this so much. So this is our hashtag Cuz Quaker Sal with Shiloh at XStitchMD. She and I are both working on this. Hers is gorgeous. Oh my gosh. has she done a floss? I'm so far behind on FlossTube. That is one thing that I do not have time for, unfortunately, is FlossTube. I listen to it in the shower and when I'm eating breakfast, and that's about it. So I'm very far behind. But if she's shown this in a FlossTube, definitely go check it out. I know she's been posting it on her Instagram. She's doing it on like a minty, it's like a fabric that's almost like this color. It's like a aqua teal. It's gorgeous. Go check it out. And she's working on it right now, and she's gonna blow past me if she keeps going the rate she is. So love it. David and I called her out last episode, and she's like, okay, I guess I gotta work on it. And I'm like, yeah. So it's been fun. The next one I worked on has got so little love when first time I picked it up that I was like, I gotta work on this. It's gonna be so fun to have, and so I really need to work on it. And that is Loved by You by Hello from Liz Mathews. How sweet it is to be loved by you. I love this style, this like letterboard style that you see like at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, you know, that kind of this style. I love this so much. And actually I started this for our anniversary back in June, and I literally worked on it for an hour. So I'm not even gonna put a before picture because it was literally like 15 stitches on the B. It was like the beginning of the B, and that was it. So this is what it'll eventually look like. And I'm gonna do it just like this. So I got a real big piece of fabric, and I'm gonna find a frame similar to that and just have that. I really love the simplicity of it. So I got these letters. Do not take that long. So every time I sat down, I would knock out a few letters. Keep that in mind because I'm halfway done. To be loved by you. I love this. I'm doing this on 40 count platinum with the called for floss, but I misread. I skipped over the word to when I was kitting this up. So I only bought one floss one skein of the floss, and it got me exactly halfway. The last stitch of the floss got me the end of this E. So I started in the corner and then I worked my way up, and I absolutely love it. That variegation is lovely. I just love it so much. Liz Mathews is a genius. I know it seems really simple, but the spacing, the size, the lettering, I love it. So this is, this is 36 count platinum. 36 count platinum, 2/2. It's not 40 count because I'm using 2 strands, which is why but it had to be 36 count to fit. I think it's an 11 by 17 frame is how she did it. I copied it. I even like messaged her on Instagram. I was like, what size fabric did you get? I want to do it exactly like you. So yeah, so one of the packages I'm getting, I think on Tuesday, includes the second skein of the floss. I'm a little concerned about like dye lots with everything going on. I kitted this up back in April even. So I don't know but what's kind of nice is that it got me halfway. So if the dye lot is noticeably different, then it'll just kind of have an ombre look. That's kind of what I'm hoping for. So the first half, how sweet it is, will be one color, and then To Be Loved by You will be slightly different, but it's not gonna be like, I'm hoping it works out. So yes, absolutely loved that. And then honestly, when I get the next, that's not gonna take me very long. It took me 4 days to get 4 stitching sessions. Well, no, because there was a couple days I got 2 times in. So about 4 days to get that half done. So probably when I get that floss like this week, I might just go ahead and knock it out and have it ready to roll. Because I would love to have that on the wall. That would probably be something, that would probably go up on the blue wall, the beach wall. It's not beach, but I think it would look good up there, potentially. I have to talk to David. But someone asked how the blue wall is coming along. It has not changed. I haven't gotten anything else done, so it's pretty settled for now. But yeah, this last one is gonna be the Quaker pumpkins from Liz Mathews. Okay, so this is the original. And I say that because I'm changing it. But not by a significant, well, I don't know. I don't know the significance level of the changes. But when she showed this on her last release video back in July, I instantly like, I called keepsakes the next day. I was like, please send this to me ASAP. So I just absolutely fell in love with it. And I honestly need to thank Shiloh for encouraging, like, it's the power of FlossTube is incredible, and it goes both ways. Like, without Shiloh showing Patchwork Quaker, I would not have fallen in love with Quakers probably as much as I have at this point. Like, it's amazing. When it just had to be the right combination. It had to be Quaker and my colors. And now that I've fallen in love with that, the repetitiveness, the versatility of all of the Quakers, like how I just have I have an appreciation for them that I didn't have before that. And now when I saw this, I don't know before, pre-Patchwork Quaker, pre-Shiloh, if I would have fallen in love with this as much as I have. And now I can't put it down. So, and it's gorgeous. And it's like, now like so many other things, so many other Quakers that I see, I just have a new appreciation for. So it's amazing the power that, the power of FlossTube. So yeah, so this is the original. Let me show you what I'm doing. So this goes really fast. This is on 40 count Ren by Picture This Plus. And I did post a photo of it, I guess at this point a week ago. And I was like, okay, so this is where I'm stopping because I need to work on something else. And I technically did. But I was like, I gotta pick it back up. When I ran out of the floss for Lud Bayou, I was like, we're going back to Quaker pumpkins. So this is where I am at. It's so, the repetitiveness of it, the ease of it, it's 40 count, so it's one strand over one. It goes so fast. I am absolutely obsessed. So you can probably tell where one of my changes is. I am doing what would be the grass. I am doing that in Classic Colorworks Spinach. Ooh, it's not angled well. Classic Colorworks Spinach. So I went through my floss because I was thinking, so let me explain why I'm changing things. This All Hallows Eve is essentially Halloween, and I am not a huge Halloween person. I'm sorry. I've never really been, I don't like scary. I don't do well with scary. I get nightmares. I think I've explained this before, but I don't resonate with that holiday. I major resonate with fall. Absolutely love fall. I mean, it's a close tie. Well, not tie, but it's close, but it's almost a tie between summer and fall, because I never want to rush summer. I absolutely love summer because it's beach time, it's relaxation, it's, summer, it's summertime, I love it so much, but oh man, do I love fall, So I also really love it too, football and chill weather, and there's so much to fall that I absolutely love as well. So I'm going to convert this more to fall themed than Halloween themed. Also, then I can have it out all of fall versus just theoretically just around Halloween time. So I'm changing the grass part below to green, and then I'm kind of struggling actually with the color that's gonna go around. David had the idea of like a dark purple black, but purple is not one of my colors in general, and that kind of still has the Halloween vibe to it. I think I'm gonna change the words to something harvest, like something that involves harvest, so like harvest time, or harvest time was really the only one I've come up with so far. If anyone has any ideas, I'm very open to ideas, because I am gonna keep this bird up here because there are those birds during fall time. So I'm definitely gonna keep him. I might keep them. I'm kind of thinking of maybe changing them to like leaves, like maple leaves or something, like that kind of outline. Not sure about that yet. And then the color of the outline, I'm thinking about maybe just keeping it kind of that black gray color. that would go around. But then I don't know what color I would do the words. If I would keep the words, like, cause harvest time, I don't know. So I'm struggling. Luckily I have a little bit more time because I'm not gonna do any of that until I finish the pumpkins and the star leaves up top, the motifs up above, and the grass below. So I have a little bit more time to figure that out because I do really like the kind of black simplicity of it around because I don't want to compete too much with colors. Anyone have any ideas? I know, especially for those leaf motifs, I feel like I could figure something out for those. I feel like I've seen a lot of patterns that have something similar that I could maybe modify. But let me show you again my progress. Oh, it's a little, that's good. There we go. That's pretty close to colors. So yeah, I absolutely love it. There's also this brown color that maybe could go around because brown, I don't know. But yes, my Quaker pumpkins, absolutely love it. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. And I'm probably gonna keep working on this too. It's just so easy. It's easy to pick up and like the pattern, I really only need the pattern to get started on a, like this big one up here, it goes the same all the way around. And I know that each side is 23. So when I was originally doing it, I would do 23, 23, 23, 23. Like I didn't need the pattern. So I could easily pick it up and put it down while working on something or watching something. This is the same thing as this. So I was able to use, once I got the first one done, I was able to use that, you know. I love it so much. I love it so much. So yeah, so that's been my work during August. I'll kind of switch into plans because I was kind of already talking about it, but I'm also conflicted about September because Annie from Joyfilled Stitcher and Erin from Two Martini Stitcher are doing Start September, where they're doing, I don't know exactly their plans. I don't know exactly how they're doing it, but essentially they were like, they've been so good, they're gonna use September to like start a bunch of stuff. And while I'm not trying to like start a bunch of stuff or anything, I do have some winter Christmas patterns that are kitted up that I would like to work on this winter. So I could start those in September, having them ready to go and be part, because I was kind of part of Arbitrary August in the sense that like, I normally only work on things for a week and I worked on this for 2.5. So arbitrarily picked this up for a week. And oh, it's also technically a start. Started it, but so kind of, but like Jolly July is really when I should have started all of these, but I was so into summer stitching. So I don't know. It's definitely like a week by week thing, like what I want to work on. So, but I kind of like the idea of getting those Christmas winter things started too, to have them ready to go. But that also means I'm not working on fall things during fall, and I'm definitely a seasonal stitcher. So I'm kind of having FOMO. I miss stitching world stuff. FlossTube, I try to find time for it. I try to squeeze it in, but since my time's so limited, I'm kind of watching the same people every week over and over again. I really need to find a way to diversify all of that. So, but I only have 1, 2, 3 more weeks, 4 more weeks, 4 more weeks. My last day of this block is September 25th, that Friday, 26th or 25th. And then the way that VCOM does it is it's block schedule. So they're technically 12-week blocks, but it's 11 weeks of classes and tests. And then the 12th week is remediation week. So if you failed any of the classes during the block, then you remediate that week. But if you don't fail, it's a week off. And I am not at risk of failing anything as of this moment. So I am banking on that being a week off. And then we start again, for block 2. So I really like that because it kind of gives you time to refocus. David really loved that. That's when David would come visit me in Cincinnati. It was during his block breaks. And then at Christmas time, we actually get 3 weeks off because of that, because we have 2 weeks for normal Christmas, and then it's another week for remediation. But again, if you don't remediate, then you get that week off. So, but that's the last week of September into the beginning of October is my official break. So that's when we're going dress shopping. I have a few bridesmaids flying in, and we're going dress shopping that weekend. So always good to have things to look forward to when you're stressed and have so much to do. But yeah, I think that's kind of all I got for right now. Sorry I don't have as much as normal. I try to beef it up a little bit with the questions. I will be back sometime during that block break. That's when I'll be able to film my next FlossTube, is sometime during that. So it'll be the last week of September, potentially like that first weekend of October. Somewhere in there will be my next video. Because hopefully I'll have more to show you. I'll definitely have a lot more haul to show you, since I'm getting 3 things this week. So one of the things I technically have, my other technical haul, is I have 2/3 of a lap stand. So I found a Case Creation lap stand on sale on Etsy, and when it arrived here, the UPS box was open on both ends and destroyed and looked like it'd been through a war. So when I opened it up and counted for all the pieces, about 1/3 of the pieces were missing. And they were like important pieces. Like they were the pieces that connect the part that holds the Q-snap hoop or anything to the bottom of the stand. So I was missing the kind of crucial part of the lap stand and the nuts and bolts that went with it. So they, the seller was really great and immediately responded like, oh, I'll put them in the mail tomorrow. And that was early August. And then like, wasn't hearing anything, wasn't getting anything. So I kind of shoot him another message like, hey, sorry to bother you, but like, can I get just an update or an ETA on where the parts are or anything? I understand everything's crazy right now, but they said they would put it in the mail the next day. So it's been 2.5 weeks. Like, you know, what's up? You know, is this a UPS issue again? Like, and they were like, sorry, we had to get more parts, you know, we had to get more, make more. So it's in the mail and it's coming Tuesday. So they will be here Tuesday. I got the notification and everything. So next video, I'll be able to show that and review that, because I'm really excited about that, because I think the two-handed stitching, I'll be able to really optimize that little bit of time that I have. I also don't know what's really gonna happen in September, because David's done with surgery, so I don't know if he's gonna have to get up as early now, which will cut into some stitching time. Because if we don't have to get up at 5 a.m., I would prefer not to get up at 5 a.m. Class doesn't start till 8:30. So, so yeah. So we'll just kind of see. Every week's different. I mean, I always have 2 exams at least each week. So, but every week's different. Every day is different, and just kind of taking it day by day. Time evaporates. I can't believe it's almost September. August just was gone. Which I have mixed feelings on, because it means med school's going by fast, which has pros cons. So yeah, okay. I think that's enough rambling. I hope you all are doing well. I really, really appreciate all the love and support and the messages. And I absolutely love when I am stressed out or feeling a certain way, I'll go and read comments and you know, talk to people. And I really feel it, the love and the support, and I really appreciate the support. Everyone needs a little extra love and everything right now. So I love all of you, and I'm so happy to have you in my stitchy world, my real world, my FlossTube world, whatever world we're in. I appreciate you all. So I hope you have a wonderful September, and I will see you in a month. Bye.